All right, guys, it's Copper Cutlass, and Sunday kind of fun day update. In the ever craziness that is my fucking life, I have switched shops yet again, and I'm actually back at the shop that I was at for 8 years. Some things happen, right? For a reason. And been a little busy, but as you know, um, we've been working on stuff. The car, I actually drove it to work on a nice day, and it ran really good. Um, Kind of beat on it. We got a big parking lot there. Beat on it a little bit. I worked today and I wanted to take it, but it was kind of cool out. I actually would much rather go on a warm day for a test and tune because if our tune is actually lean, a hot day will kind of be a little bit more forgiving, and then we can kind of go from there. Now, there is a couple things that I have to do before we hit the track, and one is I am so pissed off about my drums rubbing again on the backing plate because they shifted, and I have to put those on a lathe or something and just cut the back lip of the drums. It's kind of like a lip to keep water out, but I don't dry this thing in the rain, so it doesn't matter. So everything is obviously good with the car. We're confident with it. We did our frame fix last weekend. And I was going to hit a test and tune this weekend, but instead, it was going to be kind of a hectic weekend. I ended up helping out my buddy Tim, who races with us. I don't know if you guys have seen it in the videos, that blue Fox body Mustang. It's a 79 with a 351 Windsor. Well, he's going to go to an automatic, and he went to a 4R70W. We got it out of the junkyard, and that was quite the adventure. We're actually going to build it together and get that thing in his car to save him some money. So we're doing budget type stuff on, four-letter bad words. Ford. It's fine. I like Fords. I've learned to like them. But we're going to do that. And then he also had, engine problems. It started knocking. He took it apart. He can't find it. But he did realize that he has knocked the thrust surface out of the bearing. I believe it's like the center main bearing, the whatever number it is. He knocked out the thrust surface out of it. So, but for a $600 engine that he put aluminum heads in an E303 cam, that thing freight trained. It ran 1180s at 117, and that was with a stick shift car. So it definitely would do bottom 11s with an auto. So today, actually yesterday when we were coming back from the junkyard, I remembered that a friend of mine had these Pro Radials. Now, this isn't the Pro Bracket Radial. It's a different compound. But this is a Pro Radial Mickey Thompson tire. Still have some life left in them. Hopefully they will work for us. I forgot what compound this tire is. But essentially these are going to go on the wheels that are on the back of the car now, because these are the bias plies. And I've been kind of tooling it around on the street with these, but these are horrible on the street. We're going to see if these tires have enough life left in them to bite at the track. They are from like 2014, but they're not beat up. They're not dry rotted or anything. Those Hoosiers are probably from like 2014-ish, and I bought them secondhand, and I don't know when they were made. But they served us well. And then the Goodyears, I don't know when these were made either. These are like, I bought them used, and they were in good shape, and they hook. You could see it kind of, the street really balled them up a bit, but the car hooked with those. That's our bias ply slick, and we're going to have the radial, which we're going to probably try at some point, but we got to get the car out and test. The reason why I'm out here is because I'm actually going to start ordering parts for this engine. So, this is the engine where the number 5 cylinder got sleeved, and the wrist pin walked out, and yada, yada, yada. You guys know the story. So I need to set an order of rings for one piston because all the other ones were good. So I just need to find a single set. And then I need to buy an oil pump. I need to buy an oil pan, oil pump pickup. And then I haven't talked to my buddy Dave in a couple of weeks, so I got to see where he's at with the cylinder heads, see how they're coming along. I think I'm just going to end up kind of putting this engine together kind of back to how it was. It was a good running engine, just the number 5 cylinder decided to not be happy whatsoever. And we know that the 750 Holley will work on the dual plane setup. We had it pretty dialed in. It wasn't too bad. So I think, I think all things being equal, it should be good for, again. I mean, the first time we took the car with that engine around 1158s, but I also think that was the very night that we heard it. But that's just, it is what it is. I'm not worried about it. But as we're kind of winding down for the year and things are kind of settling into normal, I have to start kind of cleaning up and planning stuff. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do with all these core engines. I've accumulated way too much shit and have way too much stuff, and I think I'm just going to have to scrap some stuff just because. And then eventually at some point I have to put that Ultra Bell transmission in the car, and then the one that's in here is going to go in the Bonneville, because I still plan on racing this car next year, and this car next year is probably going to get caged. I just want to take the car out to the track, make some passes this year with it, and make sure everything is like good, drain the water out of the block so it doesn't freeze and crack it and anything, all that shit, and then we're going to cage it. So, we're still going to race this thing next year, and we're going to try to make it maybe a hair faster, but we're gonna race at the Pontiac probably next year again, and just focus on getting this thing caged up. At this point, I'm just gonna cage it. The frame was solid enough to take butt weld at the crack, so clearly the area that broke is a fatigue area. Like, if you're bending sheet metal, eventually it's gonna crack and break, and that's probably what happened there. So on that note, the page is kind of taken off a little bit. So, if you guys can share, like, subscribe, I would appreciate that. Hit the like button. I appreciate the comments. You can follow me on Instagram as Copper Cutlass. I post a bunch of random shit there. I've been posting like short videos and stuff like that. So, hope you guys have been enjoying it. And at this point, we're going to kind of proceed with our normal junk fest, and we're going to put that back together because we have everything for it. And we're not going to it really wasn't that hurt. So it just, this summer was kind of a very hectic summer with my wife being down and all that stuff. So neither here nor there. So either way, I'll let you guys go. Share, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. As always, see you guys around.